Many thanks to Felix Direction Squad, Clash from the servers, Sgt. Pepper's servers, Sea of Doors Cloud, Dallas, the Struggle Community, the Karma Crew servers, Dots, Designful, and Friendly, a DayZ podcast for making this video possible. A brand new expansion for DayZ is all but confirmed at this point, and it looks like it's going to be called DayZ Badlands. So I'm going to be breaking down exactly why I'm so confident that this is a new expansion, how the evidence lines up to past DLC releases such as Frostline, the mechanics, the gear, and the vehicles we can expect from Badlands, and the major reveal expected in less than 2 weeks, showcasing the biggest update of this year. Like last year with Frostline, a new DayZ trademark has been registered in the EU just 5 days ago. This time it's called DayZ Badlands. This new trademark has all the same registration codes as Frostline did, pretty much confirming that this is an expansion for DayZ that is very likely coming this year, probably in October or November like Sakao when that was released. I say October or November because the Frostline release timeline is currently in line with that of the Badlands expansion, from the teaser to the trademark to some of the top influencers in the DayZ community being invited to Prague again. This is where we are in the timeline. The influencers are in Prague right now. If this multiverse timeline of events continues like it did with Frostline, we can expect these influencers to get an early reveal of DayZ Badlands at this event. So within 2 weeks, we're going to get some kind of massive reveal that's going to showcase what this new map is and maybe some features on it, perhaps with a blog post every 2 weeks like they did with Sakao, showcasing the progress of Badlands as we go through the year with a late 2025 release date. If this is the case, we can also expect that the same framework that we had with Frostline is going to be the same with Badlands, a complete remake of a pre-existing map based around the word Badlands and this teaser that we got here, a new vehicle and or vehicle type, new mechanics related to the Badlands theme, and new gear to suit this map too. According to AI, the definition of the word Badlands is lands that are not good, but to me it means barren wasteland with minimal vegetation, and in games like Red Dead 2, Borderlands and World of Warcraft, reference locations that very much match the teaser we got recently from the devs, so basically an arid desert region with some rocks and some sparse vegetation, commonly found in Middle Eastern countries. Now, given the current geopolitical situation, I don't believe the devs are paid enough to start taking pictures of military infrastructure in these areas, these true Badlands, because the devs have a very solid history of doing the ground research for inspirational purposes, otherwise known as legalized copyright infringement. To get this Badlands inspiration then, Sumrak, the creative lead of DayZ, and likely some DayZ designers, the ones that get his morning coffee, very recently visited Swiewinski National Park, a desert-like region in Poland that is nicknamed by the locals as the Polish Sahara, containing some 30-foot high moving sand dunes, and is very Badlands themed. This could just be a massive coincidence, as Sumrak is a grass toucher, a massive grass toucher. He touches all that grass, but this all seems a bit too perfectly timed. Teaser, trademark, and now this. It's all connecting, and the best theory we have so far is that Takistan will be redesigned and updated to suit DayZ mechanics and gameplay, much like how Tanoa became Sakao for the DayZ Frostline expansion, likely getting renamed from Takistan in the process too. If this is the case, then Takistan will most likely be a brutal map to survive on, similar to the level of difficulty of Sakao, but difficult for several other reasons, and we'll probably have to plan routes between water sources if they include some kind of improved or additional dehydration mechanics with this expansion, much like they brought in new mechanics for Sakao. The thirst for water will be amplified by how small the towns are on this map, meaning less loot, with those towns being spread pretty thin across the map too, so that means even less loot on this map. But the deadliest part of all when it comes to DayZ Takistan, if we do get that, would certainly be the snipers. The new marksman scope and the PSO6 times is just coincidentally added last patch. The devs know what they're doing, they know that snipers are deadly on this map, it's extremely open, and there is very little cover to protect you. This openness and lack of obstacles does have its benefits though, because vehicles will absolutely dominate on this map, allowing players to rip across terrain between water sources and loot easily, and it gives you the ability to quickly flank enemy positions or enemy snipers, or even provide cover where there is none at all. For these reasons, and because the Arrowhead DLC that Takistan was released with added tons of vehicles, I believe the devs are going to introduce at least one vehicle with Badlands. The Arrowhead DLC was a game changer for Arma 2 in many ways, but mostly due to the immense amount of vehicles it gave the game. By tons, I literally mean tons. Look at all these vehicles: Humvees, ATVs, APCs, tanks, and even several variations of helicopters, including a Chinook. A Chinook! Now, I'm not expecting DayZ to get all these, definitely not a Chinook or even 2 of these, maybe 1 of these if we're lucky, but I'm expecting a focus on vehicles in some way at least, due to how a Badlands map based on Takistan would play, with 1 vehicle I'm expecting being armoured. That armoured vehicle mayhaps possibly be a T-Series tank, not that one, but the only reason I'm saying this really is because the devs were recently seen joyriding a tank around, with the one closest here in the image being a T-72, I believe, getting funneled by a group of computer nerds. I'm not sure which tank is behind this T-72, it hasn't got 2 barrels by the way, it's actually 2 different tanks, but we can see more of the tank behind in this footage here, so if you know what this tank is, do comment below. Whatever it is, it seems pretty ambitious if they want to add a tank or 2 to DayZ, seeing as we have no gun-mounted vehicles in the game at the moment, but Arma Reforger does have a drivable APC with a turret, they have separate seats for the driver and the gunner, so the tech is there in Reforger. I don't know if there's a way to pass that tech over onto DayZ, and there's even a mod for a T-72 in Reforger 2, you can see it here, which is basically a modified version of the APC in the code, I'm guessing, making it not so impossible as a feature to get in DayZ. As for my prediction on helis, I've made some predictions. That seems a lot less likely from this tank footage being released, as adding both a tank and a heli in the same update is a bit too ambitious, I believe. But who knows, the devs did say that they have ambitious plans and that 2025 was going to be a major year for DayZ, so given that Badlands is very likely to be the only update remaining in 2025, we will see the result of those plans this year when it's released. Whatever the result is, it looks like the expansion business model prediction is correct so far, with a new expansion for DayZ like Badlands or Frostline potentially every year in the future too. This could happen every year, a new expansion during the major update of the year, if Badlands has the same timeline, which it does so far, but more importantly, if Badlands is financially successful like Frostline was. For anyone out there saying that Badlands won't be successful, here is 35,000 votes and 60% of these people do want to buy the game, and that's a 3% increase from Frostline, so it's actually increased, but the no's are up 5%, nearly doubling from Frostline, so nearly twice as many people don't want to buy this compared to Frostline. In relative terms, these numbers are not good. That means that people are saying yes 5% more to buying this one compared to Frostline, but people are saying I don't want to buy this 71% more compared to Frostline. So it's pretty clear that Badlands is going to have to slap for this expansion business model to survive more than a few expansions. If you want to see more of my crazy theories about this new desert map, see this video here, it's got all the theories. Let me know your take on all of this stuff because it is really important for DayZ. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day.